Hi there, everyone at Gateway Church. I'm here with Jenny and Joe, and we're just talking a little bit about prayer triplets. So many of you will know that on the 15th of October, there's a women's event happening in St. Mark's, which all women are welcome to. But what you might have missed is that that same week, men are invited to be joining prayer triplets. The same thing will happen in November when the men meet together on the 19th. Ladies invited into prayer triplets. So we just wanted to take a couple of minutes to tell you a little bit about these, some of the heart behind it. But basically, prayer triplets are just a chance to pray semi-regularly with a group of 3 or 4 people. That's it, really. It's just an opportunity to pray together, and something that we really want to see happen more and more in the church. And when the women's event is happening in October, men will be invited to pray either on that evening in person or in Zoom, or you could organize another time in your week. And it's going to be organized initially through life groups. So life group leaders will be talking to you and suggesting who you might be in a prayer triplet with, if that's what you'd like to do. But if you're not in a life group and you would like to join one, then talk to me, email me, contact me, and I'll see what we can do. But rather than me talk too much more about this, I've invited Jenny and Joe, because you guys have been in a prayer triplet for a few years, I believe. So I thought I'd just ask you some questions so you could share how you found it to give people some insight. So, Jenny, could you tell me a little bit about the prayer triplet you've been in for the last few years? Just
Yeah,
introduce us to
sure.
that.
Yeah, so I've been in a prayer triplet with Joe and Hannah for the last 5 years now, and it really just came about quite naturally. And I think it was Hannah suggested that we meet up as a three and just pray together. Usually about every sort of 4 to 6 weeks ish, we meet up either in each other's houses or we go for a walk and pray together. And then we have a WhatsApp group, just the three of us as well, where we're sending quite regular messages and prayer requests and just catching up with each other quite regularly.
Great, that's helpful. So, Joe, how did you find it when you first started meeting with Jen and Han?
So the triplet formed at a time where it felt like a real blessing to be asked to be part of it, to be honest. And I felt really loved to be asked. It was a full on season for me. The twins had just recently been born, so it was a real way of staying connected, having regular fellowship, and working through life together regularly.
Brilliant. That's great. So I'll go to you again, Joe, first, and then Jen after that. What have been the benefits that you found of being in this prayer triplet, Joe?
Yeah, so just that regularity of meeting up, and we do lovely things together. So we might meet at houses, go for walks, go for breakfasts out. I've just really enjoyed the chats we have, laughing together, sharing life. We confide in each other. It's been just really good to console each other, encourage each other, and build each other up. Yeah, and I think one of the great benefits that I've realised is often it's Jen and Hannah, alongside our community group, but it's those guys that I want to share good news with, and share the hard seasons with as well.
That's great, thank you. So what about for you, Jen? What are the benefits that you found?
Yeah, I think similar to what Joe said, just sharing really sort of deep things about each other's lives, personal things, to a point that you do a bit more, even though we do praying group in the life group, it's not so often on quite as much of a personal level. So just really knowing those small details of each other's lives, and just being able to be completely honest with each other about things, good times, bad times. I've just seen, just time and time again, just that prayers have been answered over the last few years, and just that's just helped so much in my own personal relationship with God, to know that He is listening. And where my own personal prayer life might be a bit inconsistent, that sort of regularity of meeting up with my good friends and just sharing what's important to us all and sharing what's on our heart. Sometimes they're small things and sometimes they're big things, but time after time, that particular thing will, I'll see God helps with and God answers prayers. I should have written them down over the years probably because there's been so many, but it's just such an encouragement, and it is, as Joe says, it's a real blessing to be part of that, of a smaller group of people that care enough to spend time praying with each other and for each other.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. So the last question for both of you is really what you would say to any men or women who are listening to this in Gateway and haven't done this sort of thing before, and they're feeling a little bit worried, maybe slightly negative about it. What would you say, Joe, to someone who's feeling like that?
I guess it's normal to feel that way. I definitely had those kind of feelings initially, but yeah, I would really encourage you to not overthink it and not kind of aim for some perfect kind of 3 or 4, but just go for it and step out and give it a go, really.
That's great. What about you, Jem?
Yeah, definitely just try it out. And we know that God wants us to speak to him and pray to him. And it's just a way of making yourself do it on a more regular basis and be a bit more intentional about it. And I'm sure you'll be blessed by it.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, as you've heard, we really encourage you to get stuck into these prayer triplets. If you want to know any more, do ask your life group leaders, come and ask me or one of the elders, and see you soon. Thank you.